hi. It's the face behind it all. Y'all have seen my face before though, but I don't really post it on this account. But hi, I'm Fame, and today's video is like really short. So I'm like, hey, let me make it a little longer and just, actually talk in the video. My cat keeps licking herself, so I'm gonna put her in my lap so she doesn't shake my camera. Yeah, so welcome to the channel. You probably won't be seeing my face as often, but this is what I look like. I'm sorry if I sound groggy or anything. I woke up maybe 2 hours ago. I wake up late, okay? We're not judging me. But today, my sweet children, we're reviewing a stylus. It is the Penyeah stylus. It's for Samsung and Android phones. Anytime I would ask the creator, oh my god, what stylus are you using? They would always tell me it's like an Apple pen or it's for a specific kind of tablet. So yeah, I didn't want to use those. I didn't. It was lame. Not really lame, but I just didn't want to use those or buy an entire tablet. So I asked my dear friend, and he was like, oh yeah, there's this stylus that I have, and it works great. It works grand. He wasn't lying, okay? It's great. And I'm gonna review them, all of the tips, tell y'all ins and outs, my personal pros and cons. Y'all want to see the stylus I used before I got this? Well, I used my finger at a point, but look, it was these, okay? Look, this one has duct tape on it. I don't know why it's not broken. Well, the tip is broken. I'm very heavy-handed, so this tip is torn. But this one, I used it maybe 2 nights ago. I wanted to use the pen tips on specific drawings, so I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna use any of them for any other drawing I have, because it felt wrong. So yeah, and the drawings I did were for my followers' favorite food. I chose 10 I put all of their ideas into that spinning website where you spin it and then it'll choose an option for you. I put it in there, and then I picked out 10. I just spin the wheel 10 times, picked out 10 ideas, drew the 10, and then picked out 4. Well, the ones I liked, which just so happened to be 4. Yo, I've never really drawn food before, so most of them came out looking kind of crappish, but I'm not mad at myself because I've never really drawn food before. So I'm gonna show y'all the sketches I did, and then I'm gonna show y'all the speed paints while I review each pen. And I'm gonna review each drawing that you see. It's gonna be the pen review. So I'll be like, oh yeah, this is this pen, my pros and cons about it, and just my overall ratings. Okay, so my sketchbook completely fell apart, so don't mind it. But this is one side I did. Oh, can't see that. That's for future stuff. But this is one side I did. Hold on. We're gonna hold it like this, like I'm reading to y'all. That's a Sprite. That was pizza, French fries, sushi, a burger, Oreos, macaroni, Oreos. Okay, got that. And of course, they didn't have enough room on this page. So I brought out this sketchbook. I love bullet sketchbooks. I would recommend them. And more drawings on this side. Strawberry. That's T. Arnold Palmer specifically, and this was elote. It's the corn dip with cheese and cream. It looks so good. I want to try one day. But I picked out the ones I liked, and the ones I liked were... Let me pull out my list. Y'all, I'm not going off a script right now, but in the future I will, so do not mind the sort of messiness right now. It's very authentic. Also, that's my brother's side of the room. It looks really neat. Mine isn't as cool as his. So please don't, I don't mind if you ask me about Stranger Things or anything like that, but do know I don't know that much, okay? But my brother does, that's today's sponsor. I'm kidding. But he does have a YouTube channel and a TikTok where he just talks about Stranger Things. Definitely check it out if you like them. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. He is uploading a video soon. Not recently, but he is uploading a video soon. So consider subscribing. I'll put his YouTube channel name in the caption or something. But anyways, the ones I chose were the hamburger sushi, Arnold Palmer's, and the strawberries. Yeah, like all the other ones, they looked okay, but they didn't really call to me, you know. But those did. The hamburger came out amazing. The hamburger was the first one I drew. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna come out great. Then I do the other drawings, and it's like, are we sure about that? Are we sure about that?
Tiger, because he has the eye of the tiger.
He does have the eye of the tiger.
Are you sure about that?
Oh my god. Okay, so enough of my face. I bet you're tired of me already. Let's get into the review. But before the actual review, I gotta show y'all the bits and bobbles of the pen. Cause this pen, it's great. Like if you have an Android, Samsung, just like a non-iPhone phone, I recommend this. Highly recommend. Let's get into the review. Probably, I'm just gonna mention it now. This pen came off of Amazon. You look up. I sent the link. My friend sent me the link for this, so I'll probably have the link down in the caption somewhere or in the description. But $11.96 for this. You're gonna see why it's worth the price. There's different styles and colors. Well, it's really just different colors. They have a white one and I think a blue one. The white one is $11.19, which is a lot cheaper than this one. They're all different by a couple of cents, but around $11 or $12. Mine came in about 2 or 3 days after I bought it. I mean my brother, he bought it for me. But that's with Prime. I don't know how long it'll take or like how much shipping costs because he has a Prime account. So yeah, but $11.96. This is really good. It's a great alternative instead of buying an Apple Pen or like an Apple phone just so you can draw. So yeah, Android users, Samsung users, if you just do not have like an Apple Pen or a specific drawing stylus, this is a great alternative, and I'll show you why. Now we're gonna get into the. Now I'm just gonna show y'all the packaging, the front, the back, all of what it comes with, and I'll explain the tips and stuff because they all do have different names. So as you can see, as I pull everything out, it comes with a small pouch for the stylus, the little plastic bag I'm holding, the stylus itself, obviously, an instruction sheet, which I'm showing now, additional parts, and a ballpoint pen refill. I'm just showing off the instruction manual. It tells you how to replace all the tips. Now this is the stylus that comes with a very travel sized pouch, and look at that. Wow. I love this one. It's so smooth. It's a bit heavy, but it's fine. Once you use it a couple times, you get used to it. And these are all the different tips. They give you a second set of tips in case your first ones break. Also a pen refill. All that for like $11. That's really good if you ask me. To remove and replace either tip, you unscrew the pen at its base like that, and it just reveals the other tips. The tip in my hand that I'm holding is the 0.2 tip. On the other side, when I flip the pen, that is the mesh tip, and when I unscrew that, you will be shown the disc tip. The 0.25 tip comes in the replacement side, so you can put that one on to replace one of the tips if you're not fond of them. And now I'm going to show you how to actually replace the tip itself. You just unscrew it lightly, and then it should just come right out like that. Wow. And then you can just screw it back on, and it's really easy to take on and off. So that's definitely an A+ for me. Now into the drawings. I didn't mention this yet, but I am reviewing each of the tips and rating them on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And I'm just going to review them in areas of line art, coloring and shading, and writing. And then I'm going to give them an overall score at the end. So the tip I'm using for this one is the 0.2 rubber tip. For line art, I gave it a 4 out of 5, coloring and shading a 5 out of 5, writing 4 out of 5, and the overall score was a 4 out of 5. So the 0.2 tip is very simple. It's just like a stylus, like a regular pen stylus. It's pretty decent, but I do have a lot more cons for this one. In my previous experiences with these sort of pen tips, specifically ones of this size, I get really scared because I am heavy-handed, so I'm afraid I'll break the tip or something. So it just makes me a little nervous to use it. But besides that, it's pretty smooth. I enjoy it. It's good at coloring and writing, but preferably I would mostly use it for coloring, not really heavy shading, but like just filling in the colors and stuff. That's my opinion for this pen, and I'll tell you about the second pen whenever this drawing is finished. For this drawing, I'm using the 0.25 rubber tip. For line art, I gave it a 5 out of 5, coloring and shading a 3 out of 5, writing a 4.5 out of 5. So the overall score for me was a 4.5 out of 5. This tip was a lot more comfortable to use since it was bigger and it made it less nerve-wracking to use. But I still am not that big of a fan of these pens. I've broken so many rubber tips, so I'm afraid that I'm gonna break these, which is just my personal thing. So you might love these, okay? And if you do, good for you. I don't really like it. But using it for coloring, I didn't really like it. Like, it was okay, but there was like a lot of drag when I used it. Like, you can feel the tip running against the screen, and it just like, I don't know, it just made me a little uncomfortable because I felt like it was gonna tear from how hard I was using it. So besides me having my own personal issues with these rubber tips, they're actually pretty good. I probably will use them, but maybe not as much as I use the other tips. This one was supposed to be the disc tip, but I ended up using the mesh tip for this drawing. And let's get into the reviews. For line art, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. For coloring and shading, a 5 out of 5. And writing, a 5 out of 5. So overall, I gave it a 5 out of 5. This one, definitely my favorite. Just the coloring process with using this tip was so satisfying. It was very smooth and not scratchy. When I felt the tip, I thought it was going to be like scratching against my screen, but it wasn't. It glides across the screen very smooth. I really enjoyed that. It's similar to the rubber tip, but minus the traction, I guess. Like when you rub the rubber tip against something, you can feel like the rubber tip itself, but whenever you use the mesh tip, it's like you're writing with air. Oh my god, I love this tip. It will definitely be my go-to. And even though I did use these pens yesterday to finish these drawings, yesterday night I used the mesh tip to draw something for my friend and just something in general, and I was very satisfied with how they both came out. So definitely the mesh tip is my favorite. And finally, the disc tip. For line art, I gave it a 3 out of 5. For coloring and shading, a 4.5 out of 5. Writing, a 5 out of 5. And this overall score is a 3 out of 5. This was the tip that I thought I was going to like the most. I don't. It was okay. It's good for line art for me personally, but coloring wise, not so much. And for some reason I have to hold it in a weird way. Like whenever I was using the rubber tip, the mesh tip, and the 0.5 tip, it was very easy to use for me. But with this one, I have to hold my hand in like a weird way to let the pen comfortably sit in my hand. I didn't really like that. I will probably use the disc tip for like writing like digital comics or something, but I probably won't be using it that much for coloring. It is a nice tip. I like the fact that they add the disc around it so that it sits to the phone nicely. I do enjoy using it. I didn't have a I'm not too biased about it, but if I had to rate it, it would be my least favorite. That is my review. That's pretty much it. Overall, I would highly recommend this to beginner artists or just artists in general who are looking for a tip for their phones that isn't like an Apple phone. This is a very good product, and I am glad I received it. By received it, I mean my brother bought it for me. Love you, bro. Even though, like I said, I never really drawn food before, I did enjoy how most of the doodles came out. My favorite ones would be the sushi and the strawberries. The tea one looked good, but see, I'm not good at drawing liquids. And then the burger one, I felt like the colors were just like, they were what I wanted it, but they weren't as warm as I wanted it to look. But I'm not gonna beat myself up about it because, hey, I don't usually draw food. So saying that this was like my first time actually drawing and coloring and shading food, I say I did a pretty good job. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Hopefully y'all aren't too mad at me for this video being a week late. A lot was going on, but all is well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, a comment if you want. Give me video ideas saying just whatever you would like to see me to do or review, or just say you were drawing alongside me. I really would like to hear what you guys have to say. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.